Oke, selamat malam PFL fans. Kembali lagi di PFL Report bersama saya Udi Kandi. Dan sesuai janji saya tadi, kita kedatangan tamu istimewa bersama Coach Hector Soto sebagai pelatih Timnas Futsal Putra dan juga Direktur Teknik di Federasi Futsal Indonesia. Apa kabar Coach?
Saya baik, terima kasih banyak.
Siapa dulu Coach PFL fansnya? Selamat malam.
Halo, selamat malam PFL fans.
Oke, nah buat teman-teman jangan sampai ketinggalan juga karena minggu depan itu kita bakal ada babak Final Four. Bisa langsung saja nonton di RCTI Plus. Kalau tidak bisa langsung datang ke Gelora Mongrogo, bisa nonton di RCTI Plus. Tinggal download aja, langsung play PFL live. Nanti di situ teman-teman nonton bisa secara gratis. Jangan lupa juga follow sosial media kita di PFL Indonesia, ada di YouTube dan juga di Instagram. Sama teman-teman kalau mau beli t-shirt bagus seperti ini bisa langsung datang aja ke official store-nya 3 Second di kotanya teman-teman atau datang ke Amongrogo, di situ ada booth-nya dari 3 Second. Buat teman-teman yang mau digital materai atau tanda tangan digital bisa langsung download emet.id di Play Store atau di App Store. Dan jangan lupa juga terima kasih buat official matchball dari Spek. Sama kalau teman-teman mau cari sepatu, Mills ada produk baru yaitu Volta Sala Alves di mana ada 3 varian warna dan pastinya itu akan membantu performa teman-teman untuk main di lapangan. Jangan lupa juga Mills Volta Sala Alves itu dipakai oleh para pemain-pemain yang berlaga di babak playoff Elite Age. Oke, Coach, I have some question for you. So first I think I will ask about what's your opinion about the playoff Elite Age?
Well, I think the new format of competitions is really good for the improvement of the players and also for the improvement of the coaches because we are seeing this season 3 different competitions, the league, the Super Cup and the Nation Cup, and now the league finishes or ends with the playoff. So during the playoff, all games are important and all games are playing between teams of more equal level. So all of them are difficult games for the players. So it helps us to prepare international games when we play FF, SEA Games, AFC, etc. So I'm really happy that Federation and PFL itself decide to have this playoff because it will help a lot to engage people because we are seeing games of really good quality here in Yogyakarta and also because our players and staff will try to find the best strategy to improve.
Okay. So the next question I will ask about your perspective about enthusiasm fans futsal in Indonesia, especially during the playoff.
Well, I am a little bit surprised because we had really good games here on these days, but we still not have full venue yet. Even in some of the games we were close to get the full venue. I think we need to find a way to make the people come to the stadium because, for example, next week in the Final Four, the games will be very tough. The top 4 teams are in there. I'm sure they are already thinking in Friday. And next Friday we will have 2 really good games in here, in Mongrogo, and also on Sunday. So let's prepare for the games because if you want to learn about good futsal, if you want to enjoy the real futsal, next weekend is a good weekend.
Oke, ya. Buat teman-teman juga yang mau nonton babak Final Four minggu depan, itu bisa langsung aja datang ke Gelora Mongrogo kalau mau nonton secara live. Atau yang tidak bisa nonton secara live, bisa download RCTI Plus ya. Nonton di RCTI Plus. Nanti teman-teman tinggal download aja langsung nonton babak Final Four karena semua siaran PFL di RCTI Plus itu gratis. Sama jangan lupa juga follow sosial media kita di PFL Indonesia, ada YouTube dan juga Instagram. Lalu terima kasih juga buat 3 Second ya. Kalau teman-teman cari t-shirt, outer dan lain-lain bisa langsung saja datang ke offline store-nya 3 Second. Atau kalau yang lagi di Amongrogo bisa langsung datangi saja booth-nya 3 Second. Sama kalau teman-teman yang lagi nyari digital materai atau tanda tangan digital itu bisa langsung aja download emet.id di Google Store atau di App Store. Sama terima kasih juga buat Spek sebagai official matchball. Yang terakhir ada lagi-lagi ada Mills ya, buat teman-teman yang bingung mau cari sepatu apa, Mills ada produk baru yaitu Volta Sala Alves. Bisa langsung aja teman-teman cek di store-store kotanya teman-teman yang menyediakan Mills Voltasala Alves, ada 3 varian warna yang pastinya itu akan membantu performa teman-teman di lapangan. Oke coach, about the Final Four. The Final Four will kick off next week. We have Fafage, Black Steel, Unggul, and last Bintang Timur Surabaya. So what do you think about the key of strength of each team?
Well, I will start for the fourth one in the regular
in the
season
regular.
is Unggul.
Unggul.
I think they are improving in the last weeks. They are a team that is really dangerous in Transisi. It's a team that also with the skill of some players as Terán, Guntur or Well Pereira, it's beautiful to see them in attack. So I'm sure they will do a really good game against Bintang Timur. Continuing with Bintang Timur because it's one of the semi-finals. They are showing since last season that they are consistent. They just had a mistake in the Nation Cup this year. They are really consistent during the regular season. I think maybe it's a very competitive team in all the situations. So I think if Unggul wants to defeat them, they really need to do a good game and a game that brings Bintang Timur in difficulties until the last seconds. Continue with Fafage, they did a really good season. They have the top scorer of the season, that is Evan Sumilena, that started maybe not in the best performance, but nowadays he's fit, he is doing also good in defense. They have 2 foreigners that we don't need to speak about them, and Diego and Di Maria, we really know them, they are good quality players. And also, they made this year a very competitive team with good local players, Suni, Al-Fajri, many others that are helping the team to be consistent, and also Al-Bagir that is doing a great season. And then Black Steel is the one who will face Fafage. It's a team with a lot of mobility, with that they like Transisi, they like high-intensity games, fast games. I think it will be a beautiful semi-final, Fafage versus Black Steel, because of Black Steel, even from Papua, they are staying in Yogyakarta for training camps, etc. So playing here in Moncongbulo will be maybe helpful for them, and I hope we can see 2 games with full venue and full of beautiful moments and full of intensity.
Okay, coach. Next, we talk about the level of player in this competition. What's your opinion about level of player in this competition?
Well, regarding PFL, I arrived here in 2021 to Bintang Timur, and then I left, and then I come back to national team. My feelings is that the competition is having some evolution. The first time I started to follow the league, it was 2019 when Álvaro Martínez came here to be the coach of Escayén and also coach me joining Black Steel. I started to follow the competition, then I joined as coach, and now I'm following as team as coach. I think the evolution is clear. The league is getting better. The format is getting better. Recovering the Elite 8 and the Final 4 and then the Great Final is good for us. And I think in general, the quality of players is improving year by year. In my opinion, we still need that the lower teams in the standings improve their playing style, use more some strategic situation as the incorporation of goalkeeper, be more detailed in the design of set pieces, but in general, the players that are now in the league are improving the level. I hope, and we are working from the technical directorate, that in future we open more possibilities to youth generations, because from now and to the future, we would like to collaborate with AFPs and AFCAs to have more talent detection programs and to set more competitions for the youth division. So I hope this help to develop local coaches, and this help to develop the players from grassroots to the professional level.
Okay, coach. So that's the strategy should be your implement to this league to can improve level of player.
Yeah, if nowadays one of the problem before making anything, what we have to do is analyze the situation, and we are finishing that process of analyze the situation. We are having some meetings, and what we are finding is that the context is a little bit fragmented. Yeah,
Oh.
everyone make his own best for the improvement. But what we need to do is collaborate all together in the same direction. So if we collaborate and if we work together, we can create a system not only for the federation itself, also for the players. That is the most important thing we have in this country. I am sure we have talent. I am sure we have more talent than we are seeing here. So what we need to do is to create the blueprint, to create the way, the pathway they have to follow to arrive from grassroots to professional level. And this will help also to the local coaches to improve their level and get closer to professional level.
Oke, teman-teman, sekali lagi saya ingatkan kalau misalkan teman-teman mau nonton babak Final Four minggu depan, itu bisa langsung aja datang ke Gora Mongrogo, atau yang tidak bisa datang langsung bisa download RCTI Plus karena nonton di sana gratis, tidak dibungut biaya. Oke, terima kasih juga buat 3 second. Ya, kalau misalkan teman-teman mau outer, t-shirt kayak gini bisa langsung aja datang ke official store 3 second di kotanya teman-teman, atau yang di Mongrogo itu bisa langsung datang saja ke booth 3 second. Jangan lupa juga follow sosial media kita, ada di YouTube dan juga Instagram PFL Indonesia. Sama kalau teman-teman butuh digital materai dan juga tanda tangan digital, bisa langsung aja download emet.id di Google Store dan Play Store. Sama terima kasih buat Spek sebagai official matchball di PFL ini. Sama terakhir ada produk baru dari Mills yaitu Volta Sala Alves, di mana ada 3 varian warna. Teman-teman bisa langsung beli aja, datang ke toko-toko di sekitar teman-teman. Yang pasti Mills Volta Sala Alves ini bisa membantu performa teman-teman di dalam lapangan. So coach, I will ask the last question I think. How do you think this league can serve as a platform to bring Indonesian futsal into the international level?
Well, in my opinion, there is only one way. We need to set the standards. We need to follow the main organizations and the main regulation of FIFA and AFC, and we have to try to take all the stakeholders to that level, and in that moment we will be in the way to compete with them. Nowadays, in my opinion, we are every day closer, but still a little bit far. That's the reality. There are another countries that have leagues in grassroots. There are another countries that have better development coaching systems. There are another countries that have better playing styles in the games. For example, I was comparing Liga Nusantara with a national team tournament in Spain, under 17, and I think, I'm honest, I think the under 17 tournament in Spain have more level than Liga Nusantara, and that's a problem because our Liga Nusantara is under 23. So what we need to do, work in the way we follow international standards, check games abroad and check the best games in this competition, and from the grassroots try to copy. We must forget the training style and playing style that we learned 20 years ago. Nowadays futsal is much more modern with much more situations, much more detail, and once we start to do progressively from the grassroots, we can develop better players, better coaches and better system itself.
Okay, coach, thank you. I think that's the last question. So thank you for your time, coach. Selamat malam. Buat teman-teman juga PFL fans, tadi teman-teman sudah menyaksikan wawancara saya dengan coach Sektor. Pastinya coach Sektor dan juga semua ingin futsal Indonesia bisa maju sampai ke level internasional. Oke. Gitu mungkin PFL fans, terima kasih sudah menemani PFL Report pada hari Minggu ini. Jangan lupa minggu depan masih ada PFL Report di babak Final Four. Coach, we closing the program. Say Futsal Indonesia satu keluarga.
Okay, so I'm waiting for you next week here in Mongrogo. I would like to see full venue. I encourage you to come here, and then I will say what I love is Futsal Indonesia satu keluarga.
Oke, terima kasih.